This week on Tricks Fix, we're talking about tips and triggers for aerial semi. So first of all, what is an aerial semi? Aerial semi is an aerial that lands in the semi position, which means your chest is facing your direction of motion. Most people, when they have trouble with it, they do Webster first instead of doing an aerial. You have to take off as an aerial, and you have to land like you landed a Webster. That's kind of the takeoff and ending positioning for that trick. And you do have to land right leg first. If you land left leg first, then you're doing a mega. All right, now let's go over how to actually accomplish this trick. I compare the takeoff to double B twist. Seriously put as much power into that as possible so that you have enough fall time, because people want to rush that and think of it like a twist, because there is a little bit of a twist to get to the semi position. But if you land the exact same time that you complete your flip, like if you complete your twist and flip at the exact same time with no fall time, you will not be able to get your chest up because you have to spot the ground. And then you will be having trouble getting the maximum amount of swing power and the maximum amount of block to get the lift that you want into your trick. And as these videos are playing, I'm sure you notice that my aerial semi and Jeff's aerial semi are significantly different. The way I do it is I do an aerial hook, and then I rotate further into my semi position, and that allows me to release my leg by holding it. So I hold it close to my chest, and when I get to the semi position and my right leg touches, I can release it and lift my chest at the same time, which will lift me up and speed up my flip so that I have the fall time that I want. Jeff just has massive calves and can just launch himself into the position. He also doesn't know how to side flip, so that probably has a little bit to do with why he just kind of launches into that position. I side flip, so I kind of hit that zone. Okay, but now you probably have a good grasp of the trick. Let's talk about how to make it consistent and powerful. So the things that make it consistent and powerful are definitely the over rotation. If you slightly under rotate the trick, you are no longer tricking in a straight line, and any variation of moving left or right during this trick seriously throws off your momentum and seriously throws off especially no-handed tricks. So if you're doing aerial front swing raise and you move to the left or right, you don't really have the ability to correct it like into a double cork unless you add like a G switch or another trick in between the next power trick. But if you want to use raise as your power trick, it's got to stay in a straight line. It's got to flip right over the top. And to do that, you want to over rotate the semi more than you think you do. Don't try to get it into a perfectly half twist. You want your left leg to be actually farther over than you think, and your right foot should not be pointing directly forward. Look here, my right foot is pointing a little bit to my left so that my left hip has enough room to rotate all the way through. The last big tip I can give you is stretch and crunch those obliques. So when you take off, you really want to stretch your outside obliques. So watch how far my right arm comes over, and then how tight my left obliques are crunched to really make the flip continue. That's what really drives it through. So right here, look at my left arm. It really creates a triangle from my hand to my knee to my shoulder to my hip, so that it's one consistent. You have to have some sort of structure in the flip. Now let's talk about the bad aerial semis. Why are they bad? What makes them bad? So right here, it doesn't look that bad, but I drifted quite a bit. The main issue with it is where I'm looking with my head. So look how long I look at the floor there in the aerial semi. Now you can see it. It caused me to drift instead of flip. If I had turned that drifting into upward momentum, then I would have been able to land extremely well, probably would have been able to dub something like that. And the way you turn it into upward momentum is by getting your chest up. Alright, this one's pretty obvious. I didn't rotate far enough. So when I did a front swing, it was not even in halfway. So basically I had to use my right arm to create the semi spin and the Gumby spin. And even though I still made it around, the front swing is all about fluidity, and if you don't have that fluidity, it's not going to be powerful. And if you're having trouble connecting the moves, then go back to the basics of the move you're trying to connect to the aerial semi. Just break it down and figure out why it's not working, because what are you doing differently between the semi and the normal setup. Alright, now let's talk about this side swipe. So I don't rotate far enough, first of all, and then look how long my chest stays down. I try to side swipe immediately, and by doing that, I didn't have any ability to lift up. So basically, yeah, I still made the side swipe, but I didn't really kick, and I really want to be able to snafu this. So if I keep my chest like that, it's going to throw me forwards. You can see how much distance I traveled instead of standing up. So you want to land the semi in a perfectly vertical position because that's how you take off for your move normally. Yes, you will drop your chest a small amount to get the rotation that you want, but you have to start vertical so that you can basically load your trick for the jump that you want to have. And one last thing about making the connection between this move and the other moves is practice front swinging into the other moves out of something easier. Aerial semi is difficult, so practice it out of like scoot, half twist, front swing, or something like that to get the move down so you can make the connections. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, sub, and share. I'm trying to grow this channel as much as possible. That would be super helpful since I'm giving you all this information for free. And I want to help you guys as much as possible, so make sure to suggest next week's video on anything that you need help with. And if you have any further questions, leave a comment in the YouTube channel, or you can DM me on Instagram at Crispy Tricks.